Scott Weiland, his solo discography. Scott Weiland was the former lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots, as well as Velvet Revolver, and briefly as the original lead singer of Art of Anarchy, released on their first album, which is self titled. He has released 4 studio albums and a compilation album as a solo artist. Note that one of these studio albums is a Christmas album. I will not be reviewing this Christmas album as I generally don't review Christmas albums in general. So we'll focus on the 3 studio albums otherwise and the compilation album, which is also a cover album. Now, his first solo album is called 12 Bar Blues. There's a song in the beginning called Barbarella. It has an odd beat, it's rather moody, some very weird instrumentations with sort of a soft and heavy structure to it as it goes back and forth between Scott's kind of dreamy vocals and the more heavier aspects of the song. There's also a song called Where's the Man? This song has kind of an odd drum beat. The vocals are interesting, although kind of odd. And like Barbarella, it has some unique instrumentation work, but it's kind of a fun song. The most notable song on this album, along with his entire solo discography, is the song Mockingbird Girl. This feels like a Stone Temple Pilots song. I wonder whether or not it was written for the Stone Temple Pilots that he later just revealed or released as a solo song. It has a very heavy intro, yet surprisingly soft vocals. And oftentimes during the song, you'll hear the sort of soft vocals that he sings with during these heavy guitar riffs. And then the song ends with a very soft, repeating fade out. Now, out of all his music, like I said, check out Mockingbird Girl. This is a fantastic song on par with anything that Stone Temple Pilots did on their first 3 or 4 albums, which is a whole nother story. There are a couple of 4 stars on this album that I'll note. There's a song called Sun, which is soft and moody. There's a song called Divider, which, like Sun, is rather soft and a moody song as well. Now, his second studio album is called Happy in Galoshes. There's a song called Missing Cleveland, which has some fairly interesting, rather good vocals, and has kind of a steady build-up by the end of the song. It's one of the better songs on the album. There's also another song called Tangled Up with Your Mind. This song is very Bob Dylan-esque. The title, in fact, even kind of sounds like a Bob Dylan song, like Tangled Up in Blue. It is sort of a soft rock song, good instrumentations, and overall it's just if you like Bob Dylan in particular, like I do, you'd probably like this particular song just because how similar it is to some of the structure of Bob Dylan's music. There are a couple of 4 stars on this album that I'll just name. They are kind of moody songs. Some are slightly better than others. One is called Paralysis. There's another called She Sold the System, or She Sold Her System. There's a vaguely Beatles-esque song. It's Beatles-esque in its vocals called Killing Me Sweetly, and a song called Pictures and Computers. All 4 stars that are worth listening to, but not utterly fantastic. Now, he does have a Christmas album. I'll mention it. It's called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I generally, like I said, don't review Christmas albums. They're very similar to each other, in my opinion, and not really worth reviewing for the most part. So I'll skip that. But then we get his final studio album before his death, Blaster. Now, there are a number of 4 stars on this album. I'll list them by name, and before I get to the 2 songs that I think are strong, really strong songs. 4 stars would be Modzilla, White Lightning, Blue Eyes, Bleed Out, Youth Quake, and Beach Pop. And those songs are all fine. They're interesting, they're kind of soft, they're a little moody. They don't really stand out beyond that. The 2 songs that really stand out are the cover, it's a T-Rex cover of 20th Century Boy, which is just a great song by T-Rex, and it's a good cover by Scott Weiland. And the soft and rather often moody, but this time more so, song Circles, which stands out just in the way the song was written. It feels like he put a lot more effort into this particular song, and the performance is slightly better. And it's one of his overall best songs of his entire discography. So check it out if you get the chance. He does have a rare song, by the way, just on the side called Breath, which I think is a 4 star. If you want to check it out, it's okay. Now, he also has a compilation album that is also a cover album called Compilation of Scott Weiland Cover Songs. It has a number of 4 to 5 star songs. The only one I feel like stands out is the Nirvana cover, Frances Farmer Will Have Her Revenge on Seattle. I like this song more because I like the original song from Nirvana. It's very similar to the way Kurt Cobain sang the song. It doesn't sound him that original, but it's a good cover overall. Now, there are a number of other covers on this cover album that are at least worth mentioning. I don't particularly think they stand out that much, but if you really like those songs and you like hearing, Stone Temple Pilots or just Scott Weiland in general, you might like them a little more than I do. There's one called But Not Tonight. It's a Depeche Mode cover. There's Dead Flowers by the Rolling Stones. There's a song called Fame by David Bowie. There is a song called I Am the Resurrection by the Stone Roses. And lastly, the song Let Down by Radiohead. Now, again, if you really like the original versions of those songs, like how I like Francis Farmer, you'll probably really enjoy these covers. Personally, I say for the whole album, those are the standout, or the major standout is Francis Farmer, but these are decent, but just in my opinion, not amazing. Now, of his entire discography, the 4 albums I'm reviewing here, he generally has about 8 really standout songs. As a result, I rate him as a 4 star out of 5 musician. And you can find a lot of rather eclectic music throughout his discography here. Again, I'm only talking about his solo discography. Much of it is kind of has some odd instrumentations, unique choices, often very moody with his kind of weirdly soft vocal technique, and and it's occasional heavier guitar work. Guys, if you like these videos, you want to hear more of them, please hit that like button and please subscribe for more content.